Hello and welcome everyone, Dirk here from MTGNostalgia, bringing you another Fatpack opening for Magic the Gathering. This time we're gonna open a Fatpack of Shadows over Innistrad. Unravel the madness. The darkness of Innistrad is getting deeper as monsters and townsfolk warp into terrifying new forms. Even the plain sworn protector Avacyn now inspires dread. You must defeat strange new horrors to uncover the source of this growing lunacy. Whoa. This pack should hold a player's guide with an encyclopedia, Shadows over Innistrad card box, 9 boosters, a 70 card land pack, 10 checklists, and spin down life counter and 2 deck boxes. So let's see. Shadows over Innistrad might be my new favorite set. I really like the flavor in this one, and since I need some bigger cardstock to build a deck for Modern, I think that would be nice if I got another Fatpack. This is the player's guide. This outer packaging you can unravel, and then you have a poster of Jace. This might look good on your bookshelf. This is the player's guide. You can read about history of the lore of the set here. There's a checklist of all the cards. In the end, I can see protagonists, Jace, Sorin, Nahiri, and I think these are the lore and the 10 coolest Shadows over Innistrad cards. Archangel Avacyn, Arlinn Court, Triska Decaphobia, I hope I pull one of those. Startled Awake, Howlpack Resurgence, this one is good for your wolf decks. Nahiri the Harbinger, this is at the moment the top pull, the most valuable card from this set right now. Magnifying Glass for clues, Epiphany at the Drownyard, Fiery Temper, good for madness decks, and Mind-Wrecked Demon, Delirium Creature. And these are all the cards in the set. Very nice. Jace, this is cardboard. I think these deck boxes are actually the thing that is most criticized about all these Fatpacks, because nobody plays with them, because sleeve cards don't fit in this. My guess is since Wizards doesn't produce starter decks, tournament packs anymore, they probably have a billion of those blank packs lying around, and they have to use them, and until they run out, we're gonna get these packs. Yeah, but that's just my 2 cents. These are the booster boxes, boosters. This is the Shadows of Innistrad is actually the penultimate Fatpack that you get. After Eldritch Moon, Fatpack shaming is gonna set in, and they're gonna be renamed bundles. And yeah, they're gonna contain one more booster and something else, I don't know. This is the spin down life counter. Instead of a 20, it has a Shadows of Innistrad symbol. This is the land pack. There are only 70 lands in here because there are 10 checklist cards. I don't need basic lands right now, so I'm gonna leave those. And then we have lots and lots of boosters. Because I don't have a rule set, a rule book anymore, so we have a rules reference card. And now on to the source of it. I'm gonna start with this. This is Avacyn. Survive the night, Creature gains +1/+0 and gains indestructible. Also it has investigate. Nice artwork. Just the Wind, a horror trope. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Emissary of the Sleepless, a spirit. Spirit is the tribe for white and blue. Gone Missing. Murderous Compulsion, nice, I need one of those. Oh, cool artwork. Amber Eye Wolf. Wolves are the red and green tribe. Equestrian Skill. Channel creature gets +3/+3, does not gain horsemanship, and it gains trample if it's a human. Humans are the green and white tribe in this set. Stromkirk Mentor, that's a vampire that boosts another vampire. Nice, need one of those. Tormenting Voice, that's a madness enabler, lets you draw cards in red. Now to the uncommons. Pick the Brain, sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. And if you have Delirium, you can search that player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as the exiled card and exile those cards too. That's very nice for an uncommon, really. Pour over the pages, draw 3 cards, untap up to 2 lands, and then discard a card. Rise from the Tides. Gives you a 2/2 black zombie creature for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. That's a nice finisher for a blue and black deck. Foreboding Ruins, oh nice, a dual land. I need this because I want to build a Vampire Madness deck. And Hinterland Logger, it's a flip card and check card and a clue token. Nice. This is Arlinn Court. Werewolf Planeswalker, only one of the Planeswalkers in this set not to be part of the Gatewatch if you follow the Magic lore. Angelic Purge, that's white removal, you have to sacrifice another permanent. Vessel of Paramnesia, this is part of a cycle, each color gets a vessel, and this one mills your opponent and you get to draw a card. It's also a good Delirium enabler because that lets you get an enchantment into your graveyard voluntarily. Chaplain's Blessing, gain 5 life. Moorland Drifter, a spirit that gets flying when you have Delirium. Warp Landscape, that's sort of an evolving wilds that however lets you that you can tap for mana. Intrepid Provisioner, Human Scout with Trample, and it boosts another human when it enters the battlefield because it gives him his spare horse. Voldaren Duelist has haste and makes one creature unable to block for 1 turn. That's the green vessel. Lets you look for an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker from the top 4 cards of your library and puts the rest into your graveyard. So also good for Delirium. Vessel of Malignity, the black vessel. Target opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. Behind the Scenes is the first uncommon. It's a black and white enchantment. Gives you creatures Skulk and lets you pump your creatures. Gloom Widow has reach but can not block non-flying creatures. Foul Orchard, the black and green dual land. Corrupted, oh that's my 3rd one actually, okay. There's a bit of mana ramping. Might be good for a Delirium deck because you want to put all the cards in your graveyard and then might give you versatility with your mana that you can get from this. Daring Sleuth, oh I really like the artwork on this. Look at that, woo. Checklist card and a clue card. That is Sorin. Sorin Markov, Vampire Planeswalker. Furtive Homunculus, 2/1 Skulk, Angelic Purge, Vessel of Paramnesia, Loam Dryad, and that Lets you get mana, but you have to tap another creature you control. Rabbit Bite, that's sort of creature removal for green. Arms of the Vein, makes an opponent lose life and you gain life, also good for a Madness deck. Reduced to Ashes, deals 5 damage to target creature, and if that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Confront the Unknown, investigate, then target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each clue you control. Dead Weight, the enchanted creature gets -2/-2. Compelling Deterrence, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then that player discards a card if you control a zombie. Nahiri's Machinations. Oh, I pulled that card in the Eldritch Moon pre-release deck. I tried to play with it, but it didn't really work. But well, in a constructed format, it might work. Stone Quarry, the white and red dual land. Thalia's Lieutenant. Oh, that's quite a popular rare. It's good for your human deck. Autumnal Gloom. Put the top card of your library into your graveyard. And it flips into Ancient of the Equinox. 4/4 trample hexproof. It flips when you reach Delirium Plains. Another clue token, lots of clue tokens. However, we haven't yet pulled a foil card. That's Jace. Maybe Jace can help us with that. Jace came to Innistrad to look for Tamio. Jace's Scrutiny, attack creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn, and you investigate. Cathar's Companion, little doggy. Stitched Mangler, ooh, zombie horror. Blood Mad Vampire. Yep, with a madness cost, and it gets stronger when he deals damage to a player, however he's 4/1. Yeah. Moorland Drifter, dual shot, deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Quilled Wolf, you can pump him for +4/+4, however that's expensive, but it's okay. Yeah. Merciless Resolve, as an additional cost to cast Merciless Resolve, sacrifice a creature or land, and then you draw 2 cards. That might work very well in your zombie decks. Hulking Devil, say 5/2 vanilla devil. Essence Flux is uncommon. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it's a spirit, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Pale Rider of Trostad, that's a black spirit. When it enters the battlefield, you discard a card, but it's 3/3 Skulk for 2 mana. Stitchwing Scarp, it's a zombie horror. You can discard 2 cards and return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It's seldom that you get a Madness Enabler in blue. Engulf the Shore, it's rare. It's an instant for 4, and you can return to their owner's hands all creatures with toughness less than or equal to the number of islands you control. So sort of a pseudo board wipe. You can see what's lurking in the wave. Convicted Killer is our flip card. Let's see, just a werewolf. It turns into a 4/4. Checklist card and a spirit. No foils yet. I don't know who that is. If you know who that is and you think I'm dumb, you can write that in the comments. If you just like me, like what I'm doing, like what you're seeing, you can also write that in the comments. Cathar's Companion, Stitched Mangler, Blood Mad Vampire, Apothecary Geist, Vessel of Volatility, that's the red vessel, it gives you mana ramping. Thornhide Wolves, 5/4 vanilla wolves. Rancid Rats, Skulk and Death Touch, that can be effective. So 1/1 with Death Touch, it might keep your opponent from attacking with their big creatures. Fiery Temper, direct damage. Tooth Collector, when it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and when you have Delirium, you can repeat that each turn. Morkrut Necropod, Slug Horror, 7/7. Whenever more Necropod attacks or blocks, sacrifice another creature or land. So yeah, might work in your zombie decks when you can return them to your hand or to the battlefield. Ongoing investigation. It's blue and green. You can exile a creature from your graveyard to investigate and gain some life. And when your creatures do combat damage to a player, you can also investigate. That's nice. Cryptolith Rite is a rare. Creatures you control have add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool when you tap them. That can be quite effective in your elf decks and so on. Thraben Gargoyle is our flip card. One draw. Oh, nice. And we have our first foil, and it's a foil rare. It's Engulf the Shore. We've seen that before. Yeah, this is the thing that the gargoyle turns into. Engulf the Shore. Look at that. It's foily. Forest and another clue token. I'm not sure how much Engulf the Shore is worth right now. It's not one of the top cards, I think. Survive the Night, Just the Wind. Oh, that's the same distribution that we got in the first booster. Emissary of the Sleepless, Blood Mad Vampire, Apothecary Geist, Uncaged Fury. Gives one of your creatures +1/+1 and gives them double strike until end of turn. Watcher in the Web. 2/5 reach, and it can block an additional 7 creatures. Twins of Moral Estate, good for your Madness deck. Runaway Carriage, it's your 5/6 Trampler that gets sacrificed at the end of combat after it has attacked or blocked. Bound by Moonsilver, it's like a pacifism, so it's sort of creature removal in white. It cannot transform, so it keeps the werewolf from transforming. Skeleton Key, that's a Madness Enabler. Choked Estuary, okay, that's our dual land for black and blue. Duskwatch Recruiter, our flip card. Turns into Krallenhorde Howler. Krallenhorde means claw horde, that's a German word. We have a foil forest, normal island, and a spirit token. So, what decks are you building with your Shadows of Innistrad cards? Or are you already into Eldritch Moon and think that Shadows is a thing of the past? Inquisitor's Ox, Delirium creature, 2/5, can turn into 3/5 Vigilance. Silent Observer, 1/5 Flying. So at the night, Drowned Explorers, they investigate when they enter the battlefield. Murderous Compulsion, nice. Fiery Temper, Root Out. You can destroy an artifact or enchantment and then investigate. This destroying artifacts and enchantments was originally part of the white color pie. So Disenchant was the standard spell for that, and later got turned over to green. Farborg Revenant, 1/3 Skulk and Lifelink. Rush of Adrenaline. Creature gets +2/+1 and gains Trample. Haunted Cloak is our first uncommon. Equipped creature has Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Ulvenwald Mysteries. Wald is the German word for wood. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, investigate, and whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a 1/1 white human soldier creature token onto the battlefield. Foul Orchard, dual land. Seasons Pass, that's our first mythic that we get. Return any number of cards with different converted mana costs from your graveyard to your hand. Put Seasons Pass on the bottom of its owner's library. Okay. Hinterland Logger, Forest, Human Soldier. Our last 2 packs. I could really need a Nahiri the Harbinger. Well, Stern Constable, Nagging Thoughts, Chaplain's Blessing, Gone Missing, nice artwork. Ethereal Guidance, Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Moldgraph Scavenger, a fungus creature. It's a 0/4 creature and it gets +3/0 when you reach Delirium. Vampire Noble, 3/2 vanilla vampire. Fatpack Wolf. You need another wolf or werewolf to have him block. Hope Against Hope. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. That can be quite nice in a white weenie deck. And when it's a human, it also has First Strike. Epitaph Golem, 3/5, and you can put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. That's quite good for your Delirium decks when you have too much of those in your graveyard and you need a card from your graveyard in your library to tutor for them also. Spiteful Motives. Enchantment, you can cast it as an instant and gives creature +3/+0 and First Strike. And a rare, Ever After. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each of those creatures is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Put Ever After on the bottom of its owner's library. So it's an endless stream of zombies. Village Messenger is a flip card. Turns into Moonrise Intruder, and we've seen that foil card. It's an uncommon. Creeping Dread. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player discards a card. Each opponent who discarded a card that shares a card type with the card you discarded loses 3 life. That's quite good if you're playing a Madness deck. I might put that into the deck. Checklist, and that's Arlen's emblem. For Arlen, the emblem for Arlen Court, the werewolf planeswalker. Unruly Mob is our next common. Pieces of the Puzzle. Thraben Inspector. Warped Landscape. Sanitarium Skeleton, always returns from your graveyard when you have the mana. Shard of Broken Glass. That references another card, the big zombie card in the church. Vampire Noble, Fatpack Wolf, Stoic Builder, Stensia Masquerade, nice. That's good for your vampire decks because when one of your vampires deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on them, and also gives your attacking creatures First Strike. Very nice. Moonlight Hunt, green instant. You can choose target creature you don't control. And each creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf deals damage equal to its power to that creature. So that's creature removal for green. Again, Malevolent Whispers. You can gain control of target creature until end of turn. You untap that creature and it gains haste and +2/+0. Yeah. Tireless Tracker is a rare. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. And whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a +1/+1 counter on Tireless Tracker. That's cool. I might build a green and white human deck. Gatstaff Arsonists, our last flip card. Turns into Gatstaff Ravagers. And our last clue token. So, these were some nice cards. Sadly, no Planeswalkers, but nevertheless, if you like this, if you enjoyed this, remember to like and subscribe. And see you next time.